Hello everyone, welcome to another tutorial. So quickly, I'm just going to show you how I was able to create this. It's a very simple design, very easy design for you to use. And if you follow the simple steps that I'm about to show you, you can create this and more. But first of all, you don't have to miss any step, because if you do, you'll be finding it very difficult to create this design. All right, so it's very simple, and you just have to follow every single step that I use. Oh, my battery is almost low. Okay, but no problem. I should be done before it completely runs out. So this is what we came up with. It was designed live. So of course, if I want to publish this, I'll have to readjust most of it. But I think to some extent it's fine, and it's something you can recreate. And so for the first time we actually created this live, and I'm just going to create this over again because of those who could not make it to the class. Unfortunately, the Zoom class was not recorded. So, and even if I had to record it, it would be too long because we had chit chats in between. So I'm just going to create another slide and then replicate this all over again. All right, so this is a very clean slide, and the first thing I had to do was to go over to freepix.com. All right, so we went to freepix.com, where we actually got, so it's freepix.com, and I had to, you can actually log in to have opportunities to download as many free videos as you can. But if you cannot, that will be fine. So I just typed. Okay, so this was where I downloaded it. The running gear, I typed in the running gear. Okay, over here, let me just show you so you can have a deep understanding. And at the same time, I don't want this video to be too long because, of course, our attention span can be very too short to assimilate everything. So basically, this was what I did. I had this place over here, the running gear. I typed the running gear because I wanted this. So it depends on what it can be, the running guy, the running man, wherever you want to. So that was basically what I did. I went over to download. Okay, you can choose this one if you want to, right? You can choose this one because her leg is long. And then, for example, okay, for the sake of this class, let me download this. I hope I'll be able to download. So let me go on the free downloading. uh okay, so uh okay, so you can download it and make use of that instead, but I just showed you. And the next thing I did was to remove the background. And we have removebg.com, so you can log on to removebg.com. But I downloaded it as an application. But some of you who do not have space can just go ahead to make use of removebg.com. I'm actually talking about this app over here, remove bg. Sorry, let me make it very bold so you don't miss anything. And removebg.com. So basically that's what I did. And after removing the background, I went over to a clean slate of interface, allowed it to load. And of course, I'll have to be pressed. Oh, it's already 4 minutes. Okay, so we are back to this interface over here. Okay, all right. So here is what we did. The first thing I did was to upload my picture. And of course, we already had a removed background. So I went over to my gallery, clicked on my gallery. And I had already removed the background of this one. That's why it's actually showing black. this one is yet to be removed, but anyways, let's just make use of this one that I've removed the background because of time. And then I had to increase her to these points over here, and then I had to just quickly cut out this excess space so it will be very easy to actually manipulate. And these keys over here, these keys are very vital in Canva. This is to increase, this guy over here is to increase, this is to trim, these ones are just for trimming, this that looks like a bar for basically trimming, and then this is for increasing, either increase it or reduce it. So basically that's what it does. So if I do like this, I've actually increased, I've, I've wiped it out. So that's what it does. Okay, so that we have this, and then next thing we're going to do is to quickly have okay, so I'm just going to okay, so here we go, and we have the lady over here. So the next thing we're going to do is to add our text. We're going to simply add our text to this, and how we're going to do that, we're going to click on the plus button over here, and then we're going to click on text. You can see it below, and you have the option of adding a text to your image. So I'm just going to go over here and then type in 0, and that's all. So this is it, and all I have to do is just increase. Okay, so when you increase it, you have the option of having this, or better still, whatever you want to have. Okay, so this is it over here. So I'm just still going to reduce it a little bit and then bring this way. So I have this. Of course, it looks actually very okay. So let me check this to actually see how good it is. So it's all totally depends on what you want out of it, how you want your text to really go. So I'm just going to actually bold it. Okay, so I have more like this over here. All right, so I can increase it a little bit and then shift it over here. The font also really matters because it will help you create this, but because of this, I don't want it to be too long. So this is it. So I'm just going to change the color. I'm going to change the color immediately to this. It already comes on Canva. You have different colors that actually match. So but then I had to pick this one over here and then bring over here. So let me actually check the font of this guy to see. Okay, so this is it. This is the guy. So I'm just going to click to check the font. And what font did we use? We use Open Sans Extra Bold. Okay, so I'm going to check back to this place to see the font, so we don't get, we're trying to replicate. So I'm just going to click Open Sans Bold. So this one is actually the bold one. All right, so this is actually what I'm talking about over here. So this is it. So increase the lady a little bit. All right. You just have to be patient when creating design and have fun. Because if you don't know how to have fun, designs might really be very tedious for you. So this is what I did. I had the zero placed on top. So I'm just going to tap on the running lady over here, and then I'm going to duplicate. You can see duplicate beneath your screen. So I'm just going to tap on duplicate. So when I duplicate, this is simply what it does. So you have about two ladies on the screen. So I'm just going to merge them together. All right. When I merge them together, I'm just going to crop to this point. So simply that's it. It's very simple. So that's how I was able to get this. And then of course I tapped on the O sign over here, and then I duplicated. Why I duplicated was just to make it very easy. Instead of clicking on the plus sign and then start looking for text, when you duplicate, you can easily have access to whatsoever you want to do. So I'm just going to change it to G. All right, capital G. So basically, I have this as my G, and then I'm going to drag it here. So we have this on the go. All right. So basically that's it, but you can see that this guy is a little bit backward. So what I'll do is bring her forward a little bit so it can be more centralized. Then have this over here. Okay, so I'm going to bring her back. Okay, so that is it. And then I have this brought closer here. Having done that, the next thing I did was to add gradient, and what I did was just to go to where you have elements. And of course Canva used to have gradient as something you can easily have access to, but all I did was just to type on gradient. So have this at the back of your mind that you can easily tap on gradient. It will give you different shapes. All right, so you have different types of gradient that you can probably have access to easily. So that is what I did over here. Okay, so and I tapped on this particular one, and then I changed it to yellow, and then I brought it this way. It was actually matching like this, but what I did, I didn't want it to cover this guy over here. So the shoe is, you can see, is actually placed on top, so I had to scroll sideways and look for where we have position. All right, where we have these, let me shift this guy over here, where we have position, and then this is it. Okay, so I tapped on position, and I'm going to send it backward. Okay, tap backward again the second time, and backward. Why I'm doing so is just to completely take everything backward. All right, so that is it. That's how I was able to get this. Okay, so you can have all of these together as whatever you want. It all depends on you. Your creativity can actually earn you things that you want. So I'm going to skip, click on backward, backward. So basically that was how we went about having this. Okay, so that was it. And the next thing I did was just to type in something a little bit different from this, what we have. over here. So I just clicked on a particular one and then I duplicated, all right, and then reduce the size and then tapped on edit and then change it to just. So you can see the way it's elongated. All I have to do, I told you that this will actually increase it, but you can see that it's in small letters. So I'm just going to tap on format and then click on this particular side over here. I'm taking my time to explain all of this so that you don't miss the step, but it's usually not as tedious as this. So I just have this, okay, and then I reduced it a little bit and duplicated it. All right, so when I duplicated it, I had to shift it over here or adjust to this point, tapped on this particular one, and then I changed the color. All right, I changed the color to this particular, was it yellow I changed to, I don't know, but let's say I practically changed the color to this one over here. So but then we can choose different colors if we want. So let me just choose this one that blends with this particular one, and then I have this. And then what I did was just to create a shadow image of it a little bit. So more like it if you want to, but I still can just create your adjustments the way that fits it so that it will not. So I'm actually creating a 3D effect. This is how you create a 3D effect on Canva. So this is it. And the next thing I did was to add another shape, which is the rectangle, which everyone can easily have access to. You can choose to make use of gradients if you want, but gradients you have to start changing colors little by little. Okay, so you can have this and then you change the color strictly by tapping on it, and then can actually change the color if you want to, or better still you have it here like that. All right, you can shift it, but I normally like using shapes because gradient most times you may not have the option of changing it. So I'm just going to tap on the plus sign, and this time around I'm just going to tap on, I cancel the gradients and allow it to load. Of course, it's going to take me straight up to, it's already 18 minutes just for this tutorial. So I'm just going to tap on this shape over here. Okay. You can decide to do whatever you want to do, okay? The fact that it gives you pleasure, you can leave it this way and then change the font anyhow you want it. But then that's not what I did. I'm just playing around. So basically I did this, drag to this point over here, and then reduce it to this place. So I had this above, and then I also copied, duplicated it, and I brought it beneath. All right, brought it beneath. All right, so I also duplicated, and then I used this shape over here, okay, to actually design the rest. So I'm just going to rotate. That's a short form of rotation, and then I had it placed this way. Okay, so I had it placed this way. I'm just going to rotate it a little bit. So I had it placed this way, and then duplicated the same thing and then I had it placed here. And all I did was just to add another shape, and this time I added the triangle shape. So when you add the triangle shape, I had to reduce it to the minimal size, so it depends on what you want. I just wanted to make it more dramatic. So this is what I did. All right, so I'm just going to, I kept on duplicating, and then I changed the color. Change the color to this, and then what I did was just to arrange them this particular way. All right, so I duplicated as well, duplicated, and then brought it this way, and I changed the color to this, and also I duplicated and I brought it this way, and I also changed the color to this color over here. And the next thing I did for easier work, instead of duplicating and duplicating, I just had to click it. I tapped on this one for a very long time, and when you do that, let me increase it so that you have an idea of what I, it will show number one element selected. So I just tapped on the second one, third one. Okay, let me tap on it again. Just tap on it for a long time. Okay, element selected, select the third one, and then the next thing I did was to group. Okay, this is what I tapped on. Okay, shift, let me shift this guy over here. I had to group it. Okay, so I'm going to tap on group. So I've successfully locked this thing, so I can move them at once. Okay, I don't have to be tapping on it regularly. Okay, so I can tap on it and decide to reduce it, okay, if I want to. All right, so basically that's what you can do when most things are grouped. So I just tapped on this icon over here. I rotated it this way, okay, and I brought it to this point. Okay, so I just duplicated. All right, duplicate, can have it however you want it. Okay, I'm even creating another style, but that wasn't the initial thing I had in mind anyways, but that was just what I did, just tapping and playing around with the shape. So basically that was what I did here, and it looked as if I was just being pro about it. Okay, so that was basically what I did here, and I was just moving them around, rearranging to create alignments. Okay, so basically that was what happened over here. So I did the same thing for that one over here, and then I just added my name. So basically that's what I did. But you can see this one is bolder, so you can actually reduce it if you want to. So that was how I created this design. So you can see that they're more like it, just few variations, because this one is actually looking smaller, and that was it. So you can recreate this. This should be your assignment. Go ahead, download this picture, follow the simple steps that I've shown you, and then recreate this. Thank you very much.